Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Noisy Neighbours podcast. Tuesday evening, joined by my brother Christian. Christian, some big news today. How are we doing?
I'm alright, mate. Yeah, it's been a bit chaotic, hasn't it? I mean, it's something we sort of expected, but yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. So, yes, like you said, let's get straight into this massive news today. Reports suggesting Trent Alexander-Arnold is closing in on signing for Real Madrid on a free transfer. Like you said, this is not something that's come out of nowhere. This has been sort of in the background for a long time now. It probably even goes back further than just this year, really. But obviously, famously, Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract is in its last year now. And as of January, he can legally speak to any other club. So clearly that club was Real Madrid. There was rumours they put in a cheeky 20 mil bid in January, which obviously Liverpool turned down. Now, okay, this is a real interesting one because even though it has been brewing, now it looks like it's nearly happened. I suppose first things first. I mean, for a local Liverpool lad leaving Liverpool for Real Madrid in the prime of his career, what is your just initial take on that? And yeah, just your initial thoughts on the actual transfer itself and why Trent might be doing this. Have you any sort of opinion on that?
Yeah, I think you can certainly understand from his point of view. Like, look, we all know the pull that team has. We've seen it time and time again, haven't we? You know, when you had Cristiano Ronaldo, and it will never stop. There'll always be that pull there with Real Madrid, Barcelona. But I think this one's going to hurt them a little bit deeper with it being a lad from the academy and the fact he's ran a contract down and he's going for nothing. And yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of reports out there today on, TalkSport. They're saying, well, I mean, they're trying to make out that they've got Liverpool fans have nothing to complain about. I disagree. I think you have got every right to be a bit aggrieved by the situation. I think, yeah, does he owe the club anything? I understand the logistics. Yes, he came through the academy. It didn't cost him anything. But Trent is also well aware of his value. He's also well aware of how much this does affect Liverpool. So he's not daft. And I can completely get it why they're aggrieved. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, no, but Liverpool fans have every right to feel very upset about this. And this is the true emotion of being a football fan. We love our players. We love our local players. The reason that this hurts the most, and I can't really relate, I was devastated when Beckham left. However, Fergie wanted Beckham gone. So, and Beckham never wanted to leave. It was like sort of right, okay, well, I'll go to Real. This is quite unique in the scenario. Weirdly, Liverpool have been faced with this quite a few times, though. Gerrard was a one that was really, it rumoured that he really wanted to get out the door and go to Chelsea for Mourinho. Obviously, Michael Owen, Steve McManaman both went to Real Madrid from Liverpool as well. So this isn't. For some reason, though, this obviously Gerrard never went. Otherwise, that would be comparable. Probably would have been a lot harsher pill to swallow. But the true feeling of being a football fan with a local lad is that you can relate to them, that they are a fan of the club, and we all supported a team growing up. I supported United. You supported City growing up, and every child, every kid, girl, boy, whatever, they dream of playing for the club they support. We were born in Salford. We could see Old Trafford from the first flat we ever lived in, and I used to look at that from the balcony of our flat. It wasn't amazing, by the way. It was quite a basic flat. We were in like a fucking penthouse in Salford, by the way.
It was before it was done up.
Yeah, I used to look at the ground, and I dreamt of playing there one day. Obviously, as a 5-6-year-old kid, it is every kid's dream. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold fulfilled that dream. And that's what I think is very hard. I think what Liverpool fans are going to struggle to deal with is the fact that he's the one that made it out of all of them. And he's jumped ship at almost his second contract.
Turned his back.
So, I think you made a really good point. Or you touched on TalkSport, and I really want to talk about, we've probably watched the same thing, and it's that fucking prick, Simon Jordan, again, with his monotone fucking pretend to be clever voice. Fuck off. You know nothing about being a fan because of the things you say. You don't resonate with anyone. You might resonate with your political bods and all your fucking rich mates, but the fans that love their clubs, and I'm talking about Liverpool fans here as well as all of us, that we love our club, and you sit there on Talk Shite radio station and go, Liverpool fans need to grow up. What fucking planet are you on? Hey, what gives you the right to say that about Liverpool fans who have grown up with this boy, have loved him, have defended him, by the way, defended him in front of everybody else. And he's a Liverpool fan. He's a Scouser. He's from Liverpool. And you want to sit there and go, oh, Liverpool fans need to grow up. Nah, mate, you need to get off any sort of talk station, unless you are literally just trying to boil piss, and that's your sole objective. But I can't stand him. I can't stand him, mate.
I agree.
I
couldn't agree more, Alex.
Have you listened to the same interview?
Yeah, I listened to the same bullshit that he's come out with. And, this is not the first time, though. I mentioned the other week with Newcastle. And you know what? All he does, you touched on it yourself, he strips out the joy of what being a fan truly is. And all he does is go on about the corporate bollocks side, because that's the area he was interested in. Yeah, but you ultimately failed in that fucking area. Just fuck off in general. He's an absolute clown. He's got nothing. Like you said, he resonates with no football fan. No real football fan listens to him and goes, oh yeah, he talks sense. He doesn't. And these Liverpool fans have got a right to be aggrieved. Like you said, they've watched him come up through the academy. He's lived their dream. They're allowed to be invested in this. And not only that, at the end of the day, like I go back to, Trent is aware of his value. And I do think it is a bit rough that they brought you through. And I would go as far as saying, of course you do owe the club something. I think to leave without a fee, to not even give them that satisfaction, I think it's pretty savage. And I tell you what, I can only compare to, look, yours would be, I suppose, Kobbie Mainoo at the moment. Mine would be Phil Foden. And if I saw them do the same thing, I would be massively pissed off. And I can totally see it from their point of view. So don't let any muppet, some posh cunt tell you otherwise, or that you have no right to be annoyed because you do.
Yeah. No, I totally, you're right. You mentioned it when he was trying to downplay Newcastle fans, and it's so funny, really. It's anything everything we love about our game and everything we love about being a fan is emotion and that investment and the heartbreak, the highs, the lows of being a fan. And this is all resonating around Trent. These Liverpool fans have loved Trent. They feel like they've brought him up. They've watched him grow. He's a vice captain at his age. Probably would have gone on to captain the club. I mean, God, it might have been in a few months because Van Dijk might have gone. Yeah. And I think we'll come on to the actual club Arnold side of it in a minute. I think that might be a separate issue. I do want to just remain on the fans, and I do just want to say that there is no reason these fans should be. Look, fair enough, if you want to take the high road and you want to go, he's delivered us some really good years, of quite a unique player. We'll get into Trent as a player, but quite a unique player that has delivered in different ways for Liverpool, and he has been a successful player, no doubt. Obviously, you mentioned something then, Christian, just before we move on to the actual transfer and Trent, related again to the fucking knobhead Simon Jordan that we've had to, we have to listen to if you're driving around. I know you put yourself through it sometimes. I actually listened to the clip on YouTube today. And I did listen to two Liverpool fans call in and basically say, like, how upset they are, obviously. And he stands there like a robot and talks like a robot. You might as well just put AI on there on loudspeaker. This thing, and he's not the first person to say this, by the way. I think Jamie Carragher might have mentioned it a few months ago on Sky. He costs nothing, so we're not losing anything. Right? Okay. Absolute fucking bollocks. It's just a ridiculous statement to say that. All I can say is if you're a Liverpool fan and you're saying that to yourself, you're just trying to get yourself to sleep at night, because that is factually and economically incorrect. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been on a contract for Liverpool. He has not cost nothing. You have invested a lot of time, a lot of money from him being 6 years old. Yes, you didn't pay a fee, you pay him weekly. Very well, by the way. And by all accounts, we're about to offer him an insane contract this summer as well. Yeah. So just let me ask you this, right? If somebody, say, me and you work normal jobs, I'm sure a lot of people watching this, or anybody, any football fan who goes to Anfield weekly, works a normal job, normal salary, normal life. They get offered a Ferrari gift. They still got to go to work every day. There you go, Ferrari for free, 250 grand car. And you go, fuck me, yeah, I'll take the car. Anyway, one day you completely wrap it up pissed, and said car goes. You're not covered from insurance. The car's gone. Well, you're going to be, don't be devastated because you got it for nothing. You got it for nothing.
Yeah.
No. You're back down at your fucking basic Ford garage now, looking for a cheap replacement because your 250 grand car that you got for free is now gone. It's nonsensical. No, you're going to be devastated.
Yeah.
You're going to be devastated because you have an asset there that's worth $250,000. In Trent's case, we can debate what he's worth. My opinion, probably 70 mil, 75 mil as a player, depending on the
mate,
team.
You're so right. The key word in that was asset, right? And that's where he skipped over that. The only way Jamie Carragher could be right in what he said is if his asset was zero in Trent, and it's clearly not, is it? So the argument completely falls on itself. I think it's a bit of a strange one with him because I think we all knew it was coming, and I think the timing is a bit strange. I don't know what you think of this. I know they're probably going to wrap the lead up, but at the end of the day, it's not done yet, and I just feel like it's a bit right. The season's sort of folded. I just think the timing couldn't be worse, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and it gives the option of the fans to sort of pile on it as well. I just think it'd have been better seriously wrap the league up and then maybe break this news towards the end, and you can have your little walk around the pitch and say bye. But
yeah, I mean, obviously Liverpool have tried to keep this under wraps for as long as possible. I'd imagine they've probably known for maybe I don't know really. We don't know the negotiations. We don't even know if he signed for more money. By all accounts, Liverpool were ready to offer him mega money, and it is confusing for fans. And I would be the same. I think of, I loved Giggs and Beckham. Absolutely fucking loved them to pieces as a kid, and I was devastated when Beckham went, and I was 13. I wasn't even a kid then. I was growing up, and I was still devastated. And Kobbie Mainoo would be the same. Not so much Garnacho because he's rubbish, but you'd be the same if Foden just woke up one day and was like, contract's going down, 18 months left, 12 months left, and then the flirting starts with Madrid, and you're like, fuck me, is he actually going to go? Like, you understand, like, your Wayne Rooney's of the world who come through at Everton and are like, I'm going to move on. Like, I love Everton. However, I'm going to move on to a bigger club. This is strange, and it's just weird how it's happened in the past with Liverpool. I find it very, very weird. Now, there's a few things that we don't know about. We can't put our heads in the boardroom. We don't know what offers have been made. All we can assume is that Liverpool made a great offer, and so did Real Madrid, and he's picked Real Madrid's offer. From his perspective, why do you think he's done this move? Just finger in the air sort of opinion. What do you think's happened with Trent?
I think it's the obvious, isn't it? We know of the pull of, that league in general and them two big clubs that are over there. We are aware of it. We've seen it time and time, and we're going to see it, in future as well. But here's the one thing with it that does wind me up, is that we've got to listen to, and the media paints it in this country, that there's like an acceptance if our star players get flirted with by Madrid or Barca, and we've just sort of got to go, we get it. No, because they wouldn't do the fucking same thing. When Man United were a powerhouse back in the day, do you think Barcelona would have accepted one of their star guys, Iniesta, Xavi, going, oh no, I want to go and play for Man United? Would they fuck? They'd have absolutely hated him. Because they'd have gone, you are leaving the club that's built you. Yeah. So don't let our bullshit media try and paint a picture that we're not allowed to be annoyed. You've got every fucking right to be. It's just daft. I think from Trent's point of view, he has won everything with Liverpool. They've come in at a time in his career where his mate, I think he's quite close to Bellingham. He plays there. He sees how well he's done. And look, it is a great opportunity. I don't think you can't slate Trent in general. I just think the move isn't the problem, it's the way it's been done. And I think he could have handled it a little bit better. I think he owed Liverpool to get them wankers to at least pay some sort of a fee. I mean, how many times are they doing this to clubs now? We see my club in general gets butchered for all different types of things, and you break the rules and you do this. And one of the biggest whingers of this, by the way, is La Liga, that Tebas, and Real Madrid, who moaned the most about it, but they poached Mbappe ridiculously bad. They've made no secret of poaching Trent. They put a bullshit fucking offer in January, which was disrespectful. If you were talking about the biggest shithouses, they are seriously up there and play some really shady fucking games. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they're awful. They don't give a shit. The £20 million offer in January is disgusting at that stage of the season. And look, we're United City fans here. This isn't me and you sticking up for Liverpool. This is sticking it to Real Madrid and fucking bullshit franchise actually is, and what it does consistently. They just. I find them really just uncomfortable, to be honest, and I've got a lot of sympathy for Liverpool fans in this scenario here, and I'm sure there's a lot of young lads out there who love Trent and are devastated. I know he's a right back, and I know this isn't David Beckham who scored from the halfway line and made 6-year-old me the most excited fan in the world, or Ryan Giggs sprinting down the wing, but he's a Scouser. He knows what it means, and to pick that fucking corrupt bullshit club over your local team, it's got to be painful. Like, Ronaldo went there, but let's be honest. I mean, a lot of you Portuguese and they're going to grow.
That's their dream. They have that shit on their bedroom wall when they're growing up, so you can't really have a problem.
No. I mean, look, we got 80 mil for him. Yeah, okay, the Glazers fucking took most of it and gave us Mike Owen and Obertan, but that's a different story. We'll save that for another day. But look, I think that's the heartbreaking thing for Liverpool fans here, and it's a shame as well, because I do feel like they are sort of becoming a real power now again, and they were like the Galactico thing. But I really want to talk about that. We could get into it now if you want, on the Real Madrid side of it, and what this actually means, because this is my opinion. I don't know where you're going to go with this on the actual transfer itself and what that means for them. Yeah. So clearly, not Valverde. Carvajal's coming to the end of his career. I think he's recovering from an ACL and he's older now. Yeah. So, and I think Valverde's been playing at right back for Real Madrid. So clearly, they're going to shift him back into centre mid. Now, this to me feels like a bit 2003. Now, obviously, for all our viewers, 2003, you were 7 years old, so you don't remember it as clearly as, say, me, but you will be able to remember what I'm talking about. Now, 2003, David Beckham went to Real Madrid. Now, this was around the Galactico era, which was kind of the crazy Real Madrid era from 2000. It was about 2001 to about 2004-ish, where they just kept buying stars. There was no team building going on. When Beckham actually went there, the team that they played out, I remember it really well because I loved Beckham that much. I used to watch Real Madrid, and I had a Real Madrid top. That's how mental I was as a kid.
How things have changed, mate.
Beckham and Guti in your centre mid. Yeah. Zidane, Raul, and Figo behind Ronaldo, R9 Ronaldo. Beckham and Guti as the two centre mids. That was the team. That was the team they structured, and they didn't give a shit. And they were not actually very successful. I actually think in Beckham's 5 years there, I think they won the league once. I think obviously then that it led into the Barca stuff. But man, they were nowhere near it. They were nowhere near it. That team did not do well in Europe. They did not win the Champions League. They were getting battered. And I just look at this transfer now and I think, oh, this is one too many. You've got away with it so far. With purely, in my opinion, because of Bellingham, who is a Galactico, but he is a versatile, unselfish Galactico. I think this is one step too far. I don't think they're going to get better with this signing. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think the proof's in the pudding, like you said. It's a clear strategy that they are going after big names that are going to cost nothing, or all they're going to have to pay is the contract. It's at the end of the day, it would be a bit of a mad coincidence if your major targets just kept coming to the end of contracts. It's like they're purposely targeting just big names that are in that situation by chance. And yeah, they've got some over the line that are, Mbappe, obviously huge, and now Trent. But it's not like they are scouting these players and going, Trent is exactly what we needed in our system, is it? It's that he was coming to a point where they could get him on a free. They've gone and done it. And I think that's as clear as it is for them. Like you say, Carvajal is obviously, he's coming to the end of his career at a bad injury. I do just think it's that. I don't think there's much strategic planning around these signings. I just think they're big names, and maybe making them fit won't be as easy as it seems. We will see next year. But one thing I will say is a lot of Real Madrid fans, especially, the ones that will just watch football in Spain, which is fair enough, you won't have seen a lot of Trent's frailties And I just cannot wait to see when he's getting absolutely cooked by like a Bilbao winger, Valencia winger, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? What have we got here? This is like this is our £100 million guy that we've got." You aren't aware of. He does get shredded in the Prem week in week out by most wingers. I will be honest with that. He is absolutely unbelievable with the ball at his feet and in a certain position in that kind of number 8 role just to the side of the midfield. However, he is majorly suspect at the back. So you are going to experience that as well. And don't you go waving them fucking hankies around when he's getting cooked week in, week out, because it will happen.
It's good to know you're right. I mean, a really good sort of way to lead into sort of him as a player and how Liverpool, particularly Klopp, constructed a very strong team around Arnold. And I know it's quite unique because usually a right back, you just plug and play. In Arnold's case, you had to construct around him. And Klopp did it fantastically well and won every trophy once, but they still did, I suppose, complete the set. And then now, obviously, it looks like Slot is going to go on to win the league, so 2 leagues for Trent. It's quite interesting. So the last 2 times our two clubs, United and City, played Liverpool, Diogo Dalot and Jeremy Doku completely roasted Trent 1-on-1 in both games. Liverpool drew one and won the other. Just an FYI for Real Madrid fans, let me just say that again. Diogo Dalot and Jeremy Doku cooked Trent in the last 2 league games between United and City. Just FYI there. So, also La Liga's fast, it's technical. I don't know. I think there's going to be problems there. And also, it's not just Arnold as a player and his skill set. It's what are you going to create around him? Because Liverpool did it with Henderson / Wijnaldum brilliantly, and now Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, obviously, and also the right centre-back's important. Have you noticed every single time, you notice Van Dijk never plays on the right, it's always Konate. The reason Konate plays on the right is because he's fucking rapid and he can cover him. Athleticism. So let me think, who's going to be doing that for them? Rudiger, who's getting on, or is it going to be Militao coming back from ACL? Because that's going to be interesting. Because if Gabriel Militao thinks he's getting the best right back in the world, yeah, mate, you're going to have to play 2 positions. You speak to Konate. Go and ask Konate about it. Go and ask Matip. You go and ask these players because they've had to cover him. You ask Henderson. You ask Wijnaldum. You ask Fabinho. These players will tell you, yes, incredible with the ball at his feet. You said it perfectly. However, if he's going back that way 1-on-1, you can forget it. Absolutely forget it. So
I think that's the thing, Alex. I think there is a case of, look, be careful what you wish for, because they're going to see a side to him that they probably don't even know exists. We do see it week in, week out. If you were to ask, you just made a good point then, if you were to ask the other defenders in that Liverpool team, are they going to be more relieved at Conor Bradley coming into that position? I'll tell you right now, they will be. Offensively, they are going to suffer. I'm in no doubt of that. So anyone wants to come for me, I'm not saying that. His talent going forward, we're not questioning here. Me and you are both well aware of what that guy can produce. And for a right back, it's fucking phenomenal. We've never really seen it before. We've only really seen technical ability like that from the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, and I don't say that lightly. So I'm not getting at Trent or trying to cook him. I'm just literally stating facts of what we have seen over the period of this guy's career. And if you were to go to Van Dijk or Konate, like you just said, they would tell you that Conor Bradley, they have an easier game, an easier ride when that lad's in the side. That is fact. That is not an opinion.
Yeah, no, you're right. Just on the flip side of that, I do want to... by the way, I just want to caveat that I think me and Christian both talking about Trent, we don't say he's out of order for choosing this. It's a free world. Anybody you can choose to go and get a different job, which is effectively what he's done. And look, it's Real Madrid, man. Like, as much as I would never have done this as a United if I was a United.
I think it's the manner. That's the problem. That's what me and you.
Certain players, obviously. I think it's hard because he's a local lad and stuff like that. But I do think that he is going to Real Madrid. It's going to be an incredible experience. I don't know which way it's going to go. Like you said with the fans, they don't accept bullshit at all. Let's touch on Arnold and what he has delivered for Liverpool in the last probably 7 years. I'd probably say so. I'm just going to read out his assist stats. This is just in the Prem, by the way. His first season, 2017 to 18, he only played 19 games. He got 1 goal, 1 assist in that season. The next season, 18-19. So he's ballooned up to about 29 appearances, somewhere between 29 and 38 for the next 7 years. I'll just go assists. Yeah. This is in order from 2018. 12, 13, 7, 12, 9, 4, 6. This season 6, but he's going to miss the last 10 games through injury / he's leaving the club.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous numbers. I mean,
yeah, it is.
His best 3 seasons, 12, 12, and 13. Trent Alexander-Arnold has had 24 plus 13, 37 assists in 3 seasons for Liverpool from right back.
Them numbers are simply phenomenal, and they are irreplaceable in terms of the position he plays. You are not going to bring anyone in that can do that. All I would say is with Trent in them positions, it's allowed them to play a certain way, Liverpool, with how good his delivery was been. So, for instance, usually when a winger cuts back and they play it, me and you, God, me, endlessly, I'm the most frustrated guy in the world when Bernardo's on the right wing because I'm like, fuck me, we're getting a pass back to a fullback who isn't going to be able to do anything because that fullback is Rico Lewis. However, the problem that the opposition had when they were playing Liverpool was that ball was going back into Trent, who had one of the best right foots in football, one of the best deliveries. And also, when you look at them assist stats, they don't even do him justice as well, because the amount of passes, crosses he does from that number 8 position, that inside forward kind of role, and he whips it to the back post and he gets nodded back for an open net for Salah. You know what I mean? They don't even go down as a number, it's just a chance creation.
Yeah, you're right. So no, he has a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, he had in that unbelievable game at Etihad from maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That I think you won 2-1, and Firmino's goal was exactly that. A crossfield pass to Robertson. Robertson first time over to Firmino. It was. He's a great striker of the ball, man. Yeah, look, I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, do you think that Conor Bradley will just step in and Liverpool will just reshape round that? And what do you think it means for Van Dijk and Salah? Do you think now the pressure's on the board now to give them 2 new contracts now? Certainly, the way this has gone.
Yeah, in a weird way, I actually think it suits the back line because of the reasons I was just saying. You've got an aging Van Dijk. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen to him, but the older the back line got, and they're having to cover for Trent because he was just getting shredded by, let's be honest, average wingers. We've just mentioned a few. We could be here all day if we went through every fixture this season. So I do think it suits them at one end, and I think they would be right to probably double down and go Bradley, because I actually rate Bradley as well, by the way. I think he's a great player. And I think he could kick on. He's a brilliant tackler. He looks pretty athletic as well. So I think that fits. However, it does mean they're going to have to change the way they play pretty dramatically. So they're going to have to base a team around reinforcing that front line, because you're not going to have that threat now with that pass back, because you're going to be giving it Conor Bradley, which, no disrespect, but you're not going to get anything near to what you got from Trent. So also Salah's aging. So them cutbacks might become a bit more frequent, because he isn't going to be blitzing past guys every 5-10 minutes in the Prem when he's going to be heading into his mid-30s. So, look, it is going to change, but I think Liverpool... Do you think they're almost planning ahead for this anyway? Like we've seen in recent news, we did a video on Diaz. They're looking at possibly moving Diaz and Nunes on. I think they're planning already for this, and I think they've always been very well run, and I think other than my team in most recent times have not been great at this, Man City, but they've always been impeccably ran, and I think Liverpool are very close to that, if not maybe a bit better.
It's going to be a big summer ahead, definitely. I think that they didn't spend a penny last year, did they? I think a bit of a Chiesa last minute, whatever that was. I think it was peanuts in the long run, wasn't it? So I think Liverpool do typically have a big summer, then they have a summer off completely. That's the way they've been ran. I think that it's a changing. I personally would keep Salah and Van Dijk. Even if you put them on ridiculous salaries for 2 years, I'd try and do it that way and then let them go and just see what it looks like. I think there's just an opportunity to win another league title here, and I think that Trent doesn't decimate your chances of that. So I think they're going to spend anyway. I just think they're going to spend in multiple positions. I mean, there is talk of this Isaac stuff. I mean, if they just go all out for him, I mean, Christ, I mean, they've still got a great midfield 3. Them 3 are really good. but I do think they've got to keep those two big boys now. I think they've got to keep Van Dijk and Salah.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd be shocked if them two go. I'll be shocked if they're challenging next year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Isak would change a lot if he comes in. My God, they are a scary outfit. Jesus Christ!
I mean, especially if you keep Salah. Fuck me. But
if you look at like all-rounded strikers, and this is hard for me to honestly admit this, being a City fan, I love Erling Haaland, but if you look at what his overall game is better than Haaland, I don't think many people disagree.
Yeah, he's just not as much of a box monster, but I mean, he's
no. Of course he's not. We know what Haaland's game is, and
his overall game is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah,
Well, you can see, look at the clubs that are in for him. I mean, Arsenal as well. He would fit either of them two sides. He slots in absolutely perfect. But Newcastle aren't in a position. I don't know why Newcastle would entertain it, because for me, I mean, I would have no. I don't know why. It makes no sense to them at all.
I agree, mate. I'd be very shocked. However, especially, I mean, look, Liverpool are a good side anyway, but I mean, Arsenal, he raises. You are literally swapping your worst position and probably plugging the best or second best striker in the league. So,
Do you think Isak's a bit like the Van Persie? You know, when Van Persie had that year at Arsenal and City and United both moved on him, and we both knew whoever Van Persie chose was winning the league next year. Do you think it's almost a little bit like this, bearing in mind where City are kind of at, we're in a mad transition period? If it's out of them two, do you think it's a bit of a mad situation?
It's a good call, and I think there's a very good chance it could work out like that. And I think it's why you might see some absolute madness from Arsenal, particularly because this is your opportunity now. Like, if anybody has accepted your excuses, if you go and get Arteta or Isaac, especially like you said, we don't know what City or Liverpool are going to look like next year. Forget fucking Chelsea. So I mean, I think that is the temptation for Arsenal. Do we do something daft here? Because you are looking at, this is our chance now to win a league. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just before we wrap up on this subject, I do want to just read out a few tweets from Liverpool fans. And look, we're rival fans, and we all have a good bit of banter and stuff like that. And I do just want to give them a bit of a shout out in this scenario for some of their funny tweets that I've made some notes on here. So I just want to read out my favourites, which is really funny, right? Okay, just bear with me. So first one, I love this one. This was the first one I saw 9 hours ago. A 150 mil player who's been here since 8 years old, leaving for nothing. Rat. Next one. I no longer have to pretend that Trent can't defend and isn't a system player.
It's better if you say it in the accent.
Have you seen I can't. I just daren't do a Scouse accent. Have you seen? Maybe I can AI my voice after we've recorded the pod. Trent's ankle rehab, right? So he's done he sprained his ankle or whatever he's done.
Right. Okay.
Have you seen the clip of WWF back in the day where Vince McMahon's in the bed and Stone Cold's like smashing his ankle? So this Liverpool fan has posted Trent's ankle rehab, and he's posted that video of Stone Cold smashing Vince McMahon's ankle.
The gift, man.
Couple more before we finish. Let's have a look here. Divock Origi scoring direct from a corner against Barcelona isn't talked about enough. They're brilliant. Yeah, man. Just some fun tweets there. Appreciate some Liverpool
shout out, lads. No, that is very funny, to be fair.
Yeah. Any Liverpool fans obviously going through it, I hope you can read them and have a little bit of a laugh. It goes on, and look, I ain't going to be feeling sorry for you because I support United, and my brother supports supports City, and neither of us are going to be.
I will be supporting Christian.
I'll
need all the help I get.
Yeah, you be in church. Yeah, but yeah, look, let's see how it goes, and I suppose just to wrap it up, I think Agent Trent turned into Agent Jude in the end. Sorry for my Gary Lineker finale to the pod, but okay, Christian, let's see how it goes next year. I think he's going to get booed off. in the first Clasico when Rafinha is charging past him, looking like Ronaldinho. That's my prediction.
Yeah, mate, I can't wait. I really cannot wait, and we're going to see some absolute scenes when he's at that Bernabeu and they're all screaming at him. So yeah, let's wait.
He's 26 years old, whatever he is, living in Madrid with his best mate Bellingham, playing for Real Madrid on fucking God knows how much a week, 300 grand a week. So props to the lad. He ran his contract down, and this is the perks you get. If he tore his ACL 6 months ago, he might not have been offered this chance. So you run the risk. He's won the big ticket by the looks of things. So that's how it goes sometimes. Christian, thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate it. Catch us on the next one.
Cheers.